In this video, you will understand what embeddings are and learn how to use them to create a great chatbot experience for your customers to answer their questions accurately and efficiently. Embeddings allows you to turn your data into vector representation so you can do similarity searches across your data instead of just searching by exact words. For example, the statement "I love dogs" could be represented by a list of numbers that look like this. By turning text into numbers, phrases or words that have the same meaning will end up being represented closer to ones that have a similar meaning. Using machine learning algorithms, it's possible to turn words, phrases, or even complete paragraphs into numerical vectors. So if we imagine we can plot the words dog, puppy, and animal, they will be represented close to each other, unlike the word building, for example, which is unrelated and will appear further away on the graph. This is interesting because using this approach, we can do similarity search. So if your customer is wondering what your service costs per month and asks, "What's the price?" and your data doesn't contain the word price, but rather contains something like, "The costs are $10 per month," this will be returned in the query result. Now, let's set up embeddings. But for that, we need an embedding store. Embeddings need a database to be stored in and to allow us to query them. After doing a lot of research on the best embeddings database to use, I have found Quadrant to provide the best value. Quadrant offers a free forever cluster, which is more than enough for the majority of user needs. And in case your data is huge, you can increase the capacity of your cluster for relatively affordable prices. Head to quadrant.tech, then click on Cloud. Choose your favorite way to sign up for your account. Once you're in, click on Clusters, then click on Create. Give a name to your cluster and leave everything else as is. You are now on the free tier, then click on Create. Your cluster might take a few minutes to start up, so please give it some time before it becomes healthy. Now click on API Keys, then Create. Choose your cluster, then OK. Please save this API key in a secure place as it will be needed to connect to your host later. Now go back to your cluster. Click on your cluster to expand it, and then copy the cluster URL and store it somewhere as we will need it later, along with the API key you already copied before, to connect to your cluster. Now head to the AIKit settings page and scroll down until you reach Quadrant Settings section. Enter your Quadrant cluster URL and API key, and then click Save Settings. Now we are set. Let's create an embedding. Quick note, AIKit embedding creation jobs run in the background as scheduled jobs. By default, WordPress scheduled jobs only run when someone visits your site. To ensure that your embedding creation jobs run even if nobody visits your site, you can set up a cron job on your server to call the WordPress cron system at regular intervals. You can contact your WordPress hosting support to do that for you if it's not already set up. Now click on Create Embeddings Job, then you will be prompted to enter a name for it. Do that, then click Add Data. On the next screen, you will be prompted to either enter your data manually or use data from posts or pages you already have on your website. Entering data manually is straightforward. You will need to enter as many paragraphs as you want. Each of these paragraphs will be converted later to numerical form, vector, and stored in Quadrant database. This will allow us to search these semantically and find the closest result, and present it to the user as a reply to their question in Chatbot. If you choose Post Pages, then you will be able to search and find pages posts from your website, which will then be divided into paragraphs for your in the next step. After that, you will be able to review them and edit them however you like before being stored in the vector database. Let's choose Posts Pages, and then search for a page that has some information about the AIKit plugin, and click Pre-process Data. We will need to wait for the background job to be triggered to pre-process the data from the posts we choose. This can take a few minutes. Once done, you will be able to review the data one time before they are being vectorized. Then click Create Embedding. Again, you will need to wait a few minutes till the embedding is finalized. Once your embedding is ready, its status will be completed. Now let's use this embedding with the chatbot. On the left menu under AIKit, choose Chatbot. To get the best results when using embeddings in Chatbot, you need to choose a chat-based model like GPT 3.5 Turbo or GPT-4. So please choose one of those. Then select Yes to use embeddings. For the embedding, select the AIKit embedding that we just created from the list. The embedding answer formulation prompt will be used to formulate the result that we get when we search the vector store. If you read through the prompt, we are basically asking the GPT model to use the result we just found to answer the question of the user. Notice the question and result between double brackets. These are placeholders, and they will be replaced with the result we found from the vector store and the question that the user asked. Let's take an example to make it clear. Suppose your data contains the following statement. Our prices start at $10 per month, and you get a discount if you pay annually. And the user asked the following question, how much does your service cost? In this case, we will first search the quadrant vector store using the question the user asked, and most probably we will get this result back. Let's replace the placeholders in the prompt with the information we have now. And that will be the prompt that we will use for the model. The result that we get from the model will be served back to the user as an answer for their question. Notice here we ask the model to say, I don't know, if the question cannot be answered using the information we retrieved from the vector store. This is to avoid the case when the user asks a question about something that we don't have related information about in the vector store. So we leave it to the model to decide if that information is helpful to answer that question or not. If you use a different language for your data or your chatbot, please translate that prompt in the language you use and tweak it further if you like. Now let's save the changes we made and try the chatbot. Let's ask something about AIKit. That looks cool. I hope embeddings will be a great addition to your chatbot, an addition that allows you to provide a great experience for your users. Have fun!